Hey guys, welcome back to Sacred Forge Healing. We are going to do the weekly for February 11th through the 18th. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's get started. Also on February 24th at 5, we're going to be holding another Sacred Forge Sound Bath, so if anybody wants to get their ticket for that, go ahead and check out the website. Thank you for all who did come to the Sacred Forge Healing Sound Bath on the 10th. It was a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. Let's see. What do we need to know about this week, the 11th to the 18th? So there's a message coming through that it's allowing yourself to accept the second choice instead of the first. So not, how to put this into words. It's like we feel like we know exactly what we need, but the universe is handing us a different choice. So it's not allowing ourselves to go down a path that gets really, really frustrated with it. Which it certainly can be frustrating, especially if you have something that you really want to do and the universe is saying, no, now's not the time. So there might be a second choice that you have to make of allowing yourself to accept that. That's not always fun. Let's be honest though. Let's see. Very interesting. Things are changing. So the way that this has worked out, and I'll show you guys card by card. So the heart of our spread right here, and it was the one that flew, is do the work. So everything is at hand, everything is with us, right? But our heart of the spread is do the work. So again, with that that message of taking the second choice or not having the first choice that you wanted done, that's for your betterment. But standing forward, we have to do the work. We have to do the work that's being put in front of us. The universe is handing us opportunities to do things and do the work and allowing yourself to move forward. But we have to actually take action. I remember last week we were talking a bit about that last card. I think it was the challenge card. No, it was the heart. Either way, similar position in this card, in this spread. But the same thing was taking those steps. That's not just sitting there and dawdling. It's allowing yourself to actually do the things. Taking those steps forward and actually having something that's measurable. Okay? So, our strength for this week is vulnerability and freedom. So, if you've been doing the work that was mentioned last week, and if you haven't seen last week's, I would go check it out because these seem to be pretty much tied together so far. Our strength this week is vulnerability and freedom. So if you've done that work from last week where you're connecting with your passions and connecting with your truth, allowing yourself to connect even better with yourself and to really have that self-worth that is being brought forward, then this week our expansion is going to be vulnerability and freedom, where we're moving into that free space of I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I am open to being vulnerable because I know that I can move forward with it. This is not saying that don't be mindful of who you're around and who you can be vulnerable with. This is having that very clear discernment on that. Be vulnerable around the people that won't take advantage of you. This is being very clear on who you're around and allowing that clearing to happen. Then that was also talked about last week, where we are taking a look at people and places and who are around to really move into a space that is for this. So vulnerability and freedom. Let's see. Our next card is angelic protection. So our challenge is to allow ourselves to feel protected, right? My idea of angels is that they're always there, they're always wanting to help us, and the only thing that's stopping them from helping us is us asking. So if you start to feel unprotected, if you start to feel unsafe, call in the angels to surround you. Call in the angels to clear spaces, to do healing, to bring abundance, to ask for a parking space, to do it all the time. and it almost always works. I've had like an instance here or there where that's just not where it wanted us to go, and that's cool. We did find a parking spot regardless. But allowing yourself to ask the angelic realm for that help, right? Let's see, I want to bridge these 3 cards together with 1 card from this. We need to know to connect all of these spaces. All right, this one feels quite large. This is Lord Melchizedek. We had this 2 weeks ago, something like that. Lord Melchizedek, 22. So again, large angelic being, the order of Melchizedek. I think I talked about that in past 2 weeks. But it's this order who is here to bring this love, to bring this light, to bring this change into the world. This card says indecision, ego-based actions, and lifestyle change. So as long as we have been doing the work, which is kind of where this card lays, right? As long as we're doing the work of clearing out the people, of moving into a space of compassion for ourselves, for where we're at, allowing ourselves to connect in with that passion, and to eventually get to that part where we feel vulnerability and freedom, where we're open to everything that's there, right? We have this angelic protection card that's right here, who's really, really saying you are protected. We are here, you are safe, right? This is allowing that card, Lord Melchizedek, to expand, right? Indecision and ego-based actions. Don't allow yourself to get into that fear-based mindset. This card brings forth the color red, which I'm going to get into is the root chakra, right? So the root chakra is all about stability, physicality, being grounded here. There's a bit of a feeling of not feeling, again, safe. And that's why we have this as our challenge, is to allow ourselves to get into a space, make a space where you feel safe. Allow the angels to come in and surround you. Right, this is a big card for change. I want to actually pull one more clarifier for this one. Okay. I have to check in with that. All right, so. Wow. So our 2 cards that clarify Melchizedek is faith and self-worth. So, sacral chakra and, let's see, what color is this? And the 3rd eye. So allowing yourself to see your worth and allow yourself to ask for help. So again, going back into that, making sure you're asking the angels to help you because they want to. That probably sounded like it came off a little sarcastic. A little bit. We have to ask for their help. They're not just they're there to help us all the time, but we have to ask. So bringing forward this lifestyle changes that we're having is having faith that the angels can be there, that they can be there to help you. And to have the self-worth to ask. To have that knowledge and say, I'm worthy of help. I'm worthy of this outreaching and outpouring of love. Okay? So, our next card is the things that are seen and the things that are unseen. Okay, so our things that are seen and the things that probably annoy us at times, although they do have some really cool synchronicities. Our things that are seen is divine timing. Everything is working on its own scale. Again, I think this came up 2 weeks ago, which is interesting. But there's a divine timing to everything. We can't control everything that happens. We have to allow it to move as it's supposed to. We can try to push and shove, but then that makes us tired, right? This isn't saying that we aren't supposed to do anything. Again, our first card that we have was do the work. Do the work that you're being called towards. And as you do that work, divine timing will put blessings and expansion on your path. Let's see. Okay, so this is actually very much calling towards the reading from 2 weeks ago, because I think these 2 cards were here too, which is very interesting because I've shuffled this a lot. So our 2 clarifiers that we have for the things that are seen, we have Soul Family right here, and we have Light Seeker. So the things that are seen in divine timing, connecting with our with divine timing we have here is finding your soul family. You're going to start to meet people in this week. Allow yourself to be open. Last week we talked about connecting with that raising vibration. Remember, like vibrations match, they come together. And so as you're starting to get into a place where you feel comfortable, again, going towards our angelic protection, as long as you're getting into a place where you feel comfortable and safe to open up and feel that vulnerability and freedom, your family will be coming together. The people who are of a like mind and like vibration will start to come there. And they're going to be people who are following the light, following this expansion and love energy that is flowing onto the planet right now. There's a lot of love and a lot of strength that is here. So our 2 cards says Happy Reunion, Support, and Order from Chaos, which is this card, and Light Seeker, Light Quest, Visionary, Mental Strength, and Resilience. So having the resilience to get through this divine timing and opening up. You're not going to be able to find these people or allow them to find you if you're not staying in that space of openness and love and that vulnerability and freedom. When you're allowing yourself to just be vulnerable with people and allow yourself to explain part of your story and connecting with those passions, I think that we talked about last week, you're opening yourself up to having these people come into this space and allowing yourself to expand to meet them, right? When people do channeling work and intuitional work, we have to raise our vibrations to match the information that's trying to come through. We are raising and they are lowering, and we're meeting in the middle. So allowing yourself to raise and meet the people who are around you. Don't try to lower yourself to them, right? There's that statement of don't lower, I'm not going to go to their level. Let that also be here. Right, if somebody's pulling some stuff where it doesn't feel good and they're trying to get you in that lower space, do you have to deal with them? Do you have to continue working with these people or being around these people? For some of you, yes, you have work with them. And that can all change too. But just going into that space of openness and all will allow you to open into this space of love that is there for you. Let's see, hold on. Yeah. So that is the things that are seen. The things that are unseen. There's no way. No. Okay, well. Okay, so the things that are unseen, we have strength and guidance. So similar to our first card is we have everything in our hands. Everything is right here for us. And it's just asking us to dip into that. You have the whole strength of the universe that is there. Our clarifiers are passion, expansion, and workaholic. 2 of these cards were just used last week, which is there's a lot of things that are coming up within these cards that is really saying, yes, it's time. You know, these are all connected messages to each other that we have to continue building upon them to move forward. So expansion and compassion were last week, where we were talking about connecting in with those passions, the things that are raising us up, the things that light us up. It could be asking yourself, what did you really enjoy as a kid? What did you love when everything else was just a question? Where nothing else really mattered, where you were able to really just have fun with things and not really have to think about it all. That's connecting in with those passions of those years. And then they come at the passions that you have now. It could be painting, it could be sculpting, it could be reading, it could be skating, it could be climbing, it could be so many different things, but allowing yourself to do them, right? You can't do that if you're always doing this. So our last card that we have is workaholic. Making sure you're taking time to do these things that are bringing you forward. I love the fact that I hadn't even looked at this card yet, and it has painting on it. Again, making sure you're taking time to do the things that are bringing you joy. It could be different ways of expressing yourself. It could be going to see a play, to see music, orchestra concert, anything. but allowing yourself to take time away from feeling like you always have to be on the go, right? Society has taught us that we have to be moving all the time. We feel like we always have to be doing something. You know, back in the day when there was no phones or anything of that nature, we were actually talking to people. We were open, we were engaged because we had to be. We didn't have to be, but it was a lot easier back then when there wasn't everything trying to vie for our attention. So this week, your big message is to making sure you are taking that time to connect in with that self, that part of yourself, that passionate, that artistic, that place of joy that's been trying to get to you. Let's see, I'm going to do one more card from this deck, just to tie everything together for the entire reading. Moving forward, what do we need to know for this week in totality? Okay, so our last card, we have the Crystal Kingdom. It says slow down, materialism, and psychic debris. It's time to, again, I was just mentioning about how we're trained to continue moving. We always have to be doing something. This is taking time to be quiet, to just sit and be. It could be just 5 minutes. There's also the energy, clearly with this being Crystal Kingdom, that we can connect in with crystals to help and do different things. Like we have my good old boy right here, who's a blue aventurine. But you can use these different things to help and clear yourself. There are many, many people out there who are better with crystals than I am. So go look for those, look for books if you're really, really interested in this. But the big message is to slow down, clean up your space, get yourself in a better place so you can, again, feel protected and safe within your space, right? The psychic debris part really is talking about with that clearing of space, allowing yourself to really just hone in on yourself. Stop trying to connect with everything that's out there and just be for just a few minutes a day, right? Allowing yourself to be an open channel of love and light. Let's see. Yeah. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. May you guys have everything that you need and even more. And I will see you guys for next week's reading. Bye for now.